Hey guys, it's Benjamin with Benjamin's Exotics, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a complete guide and review of this iPower Digital Reptile Thermostat. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be doing a quick little review on the iPower Digital Reptile Thermostat. And this is really I've just been playing with this for a little while now, but this is a really high quality product. When you go on and you look at this thermostat, which you can get on Amazon, eBay, different platforms like that, they're going to tell you that this is like a reptile or seed germination or brewing thermostat, but really, when you read the reviews, this is 90% of people are going to be using this for something like reptile keeping, for a small rack, or maybe this is actually a dubia roach breeding setup. It's a pretty small colony, but this is pretty standard for what you would use this for. Again, this is an on and off thermostat, so it's not going to be nearly as nice as something like a Herpstat, but I actually have to say that I've been very impressed with this. And if you're interested in knowing about the differences between an on and off thermostat like this is and a proportional thermostat, I will have a link in the description below, as well as a link in the iCard to a video that I did a while back comparing these different types of thermostats. So basically, when we're going out and we want to get a thermostat is to control a heating element for a reptile's enclosure, or in this example, it's actually for some of our feeder insects, for reptiles and amphibians. And one big thing that you can't do, or that at least I'm not set up to do, is every time we have a heating element, spending $100 plus on a thermostat. For all of our bigger racks, we use Herpstat, so basically a Herpstat 2, or here's our incubator, we use a Herpstat 1, and these are really nice, but both of those units are well over $100. Actually, the Herpstat 2 is like a $200 plus unit, I believe. It's somewhere up there. And when we're going to do something small like a DIY quarantine rack, or just setting up a small colony of dubia roaches, it's not really realistic to spend $100 just to manage one heating element. So this is really great. I've actually purchased quite a few of these made in China. The Chinese reptile industry has been booming over the past few years. So we're starting to see a lot of these kind of thermostats and other reptile products like racks and heat pads coming out from the Chinese economy. But I've actually got quite a few of these. You have like the Zilla, Zoomed has one, there's even like the Jumpstart and a few other brands, and this is by far one of the best that I've found. So as you can see, very sleek body. We have the digital readout on this thermostat, and it's actually quite good in the way that it tells you what's going on. So you have Fahrenheit lit up right there. It's not coming out very good on the camera, but it's lit up yellow. The power comes on the second that you plug it into the wall. And then, if it'll focus, we have the output, and this, it turns on and off when, just like you can see right there, that turns on and off, and that shows when you are having power going to your heating element. So essentially, what we do is we set this with the first button. Man, my camera's really having a problem focusing today. You see the set button? We hold that down, and as you can see, it's at 95 degrees. If we were going to change this, we hold it down for a few seconds until it starts blinking, and then we can go up and down. Let's say we want to set this to, I don't know, let's just go to 100 just for the sake of this video. Go to 100 degrees and click set, and that's now going to change that. And from what I've seen, it goes within 2 degrees. So this will go until it's at 100 degrees, then it'll cut off the power to our heating element, and then once it drops to 98 degrees, so 2 degrees below your set temperature, it turns it back on. And of course, you can also change it to Celsius. It has a direct translation from both Fahrenheit to Celsius, depending on if you're in the US or the UK or somewhere else in Europe. So if you want to change these two, Fahrenheit, you hold this down for 3 seconds, and change it to Celsius, you hold down the down button for 3 seconds, and like you can see, the Celsius light is now on, and it is reading in Celsius, but we work in Fahrenheit, so we'll change that back. just like that. And like you can see, very slick body. I was actually like, when you get these thermostats, again, they're all made in China, whether it be you know, different brands, Jumpstart, whatever. Typically, they're very bulky, they're pretty big, and the plastic isn't really that good of a quality. But I mean, I'm really surprised with this. When I feel this, again, it's just a plastic design, but this feels like a really high quality, like nice M plastic. I think you could drop this and it's not gonna crack or anything. I mean, really, for what this is a $17 thermostat shipped to your door, free shipping. This is really nice, and it actually has a hole in the back where you would take something like a nail or a screw that goes in there, so you can hang it on a wall or also connect it and hang it on your rack. So very sleek, nice design and build. I just showed you. It has very responsive outputs, controlling, of course, all these different settings that we have on this. And it is only one plug going to one heating element, but you could very easily take something like a power strip, like right there, and hook up multiple heating elements to this, because I think it's up to 1,000 watts, I believe. You'd have to check on your exact design, but if you are going to do that, just make sure that you're all using the same size. So if you're going to use something like a heat pad, make sure that if you're going to have 3 of them hooked up to this, using your power strip, that they're all the same size. If you have one small heat pad, one medium, and one large, they're not going to be consistent in your temperatures, and you might actually burn stuff. Another thing that I really like about this that you don't see very much when you're getting these kind of cheaper on and off thermostats is how responsive this actually is. I don't know if you guys can see, but every second this temperature seems to update, which is great. And if we actually take a look at the probe, this is a big thing that I don't understand why more companies don't include, which is what appears to be just your stainless steel metal probe, just like we would have on a higher end brand like the Herpstat. Even nowadays, I see some of the other companies like Zoomed still making the probes out of plastic, which I don't understand, because plastic probes, they are more likely to fail. They're less resistant to moisture, so moisture can get in your probe, it short circuits, and then your heat pad essentially can burn your animals, and it's just not nearly as responsive. When you have a metal tipped probe, or actually this entire probe is metal, the heat transfer is a lot quicker than plastic, and the cool down is a lot quicker than plastic, so it just leads to a more accurate reading on your thermostat. And even still, you can see every second, literally almost about maybe even less than a second, you see a temperature change. So this is constantly updating, and some people are going to see this and think that I'm actually sponsored by this product, which I of course am not, but I'm just really surprised at how quickly it updates. And typically, like when we get these cheaper thermostats out of China, they're kind of slow. They'll take like 3 or 4 seconds to update if they're using a digital readout like this, and they're not that functional. They don't work that great. This, again, for such a great price, $17 shipped to your door, is excellent. Now, of course, like I said, we'll end off the video right here. You do not want to use something like this for, of course, like an entire wall of tubs, because you're going to just overload that small unit. It's going to overheat, and you're going to have huge inconsistencies throughout your racks. However, you're doing a small DIY rack, so I think that something like this could easily, this iPower thermostat could easily do a couple slots on a baby rack like that. That would work really well. Of course, doing one or even a couple of dubia roach setups, and this is a very small dubia roach breeding tub. You could easily do something much bigger than this with a much bigger element, but there's so many things you can do with this, and this is the first one that I've actually got, and I'm very impressed with this. I'll probably be getting a few more in the future, but if you're looking for a budget, really high quality, nicely built thermostat that's going to be accurate and give a really nice digital readout for your reptile or even feeder enclosures, you can't go wrong with this iPower digital reptile thermostat. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and most importantly benefit from today's video. Again, this is not a sponsored video at all. We will have links to this down in the description below to both Amazon and eBay, if we can get links to this product so you guys can try it out for your own reptiles in your collection. If you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.